The sermon was not necessarily about serving God. It was about serving your pastor and how you can like go from one level to another in the church.
For weeks, across social media, especially on TikTok, there was a trending conversation: fake pastors in Uniben. Today we're sitting with a survivor. I'll call her that because of what she went through. I guess we'll find out today. Hello, FLAIR.
Hi.
Welcome to the Unscripted Seat podcast. So, as you very well know, we keep things unscripted here.
Okay.
So please, I really want to know, first off, let's get it running. I want to know the story. How exactly it started and how you left. Like, just give it to me, please.
Right from the very beginning.
Like, I want to hear it all, please.
Okay, so 2021, I got admission into UNIBEN as a JUPEP student.
Amazing.
And I was in my hostel, and then there's this lady that will always come to my hostel to teach my roommates about the Word of God. She always carried this like a flyer kind of thing. Yeah, thank you. So then she would be teaching my roommates, but my roommates was not this kind of person that's like into church and all of those things. But me, I was desperate for God. I wanted to know God. So whenever she's teaching my roommates, I would listen and I'll try to like interact with her and all. So I started attending the church. And when I started attending the church, she just kind of left my roommates and focused on me. Now, because she's the one that brought me to the church, she's something called the cell leader. That's what they call them.
Okay.
So she's my cell leader. And what I mean by these cell leaders, they're kind of like your parents. You tell them everything that's going on in your life and all. So that's how I started the church.
At what point did you figure that this is weird, or there's something different going on here that I don't know?
Let me first start. Can I just start by explaining like how the church felt to me?
Yes.
Okay, so the church was like a home. And I think this is what it is to like most students. It felt so homely. When you get there, they welcome you. You have brothers and sisters, and you have this like authority figure over you that's not your teachers or your lecturers. So that's how it felt to me. That's why I was able to get comfortable. And when I started noticing that this thing might not actually be the word of God that they're teaching us, and they're adding other things to it. When I started noticing that this thing might be a little shady, is when I found myself like distant from my family and friends, and I stopped taking school seriously, and I could not recognize who I was outside of church.
Oh, wow.
There were lots of practices.
So, you mentioned practices that you felt were weird and were distancing you from your family and your friends.
Yes.
What kind of practices were those?
Okay, so the sermon was not necessarily about serving God. It was about serving your pastor and how you can like go from one level to another in the church. So the goal was not really heaven for us. It was basically getting closer to the pastor.
Wow.
Yes. And when okay, so you get into church, for example, you have a cell leader, you have to be faithful and loyal to this cell leader. Then when you're faithful and loyal, she kind of give you, will I say points? But you know when you're telling the head pastor about this is how this person is, she's loyal, she's dedicated, she gives her all into the church. Then you kind of get like very close to the head pastor. From there, the head pastor of the branch, which is in Ekosodin. Then after that, you get closer. That one tells you about, you get upgraded to a cell leader. Then from cell leader, there's like so many levels to this thing.
So
but
they
the
make
end
you
goal,
grow in the closeness.
exactly.
Like there's a
Pastor,
hierarchy.
exactly. There are people who are close to pastor who gets that certificates. I would say certificates like this is now, I'm close to the pastor, I'm pastor's person. So that was like the end goal for every one of us there.
Not heaven.
Yes, I would say it's not really heaven because the things that they were teaching us was centered around getting in the good graces of your pastor.
Can you give me like a clear, realistic example of such a teaching?
Okay. Do you know when they were teaching us about these things, I used to think that it was normal. Then when I got out and I started like talking about my experience, I'm like, oh, this is not normal as well. I kind of remember this and I'm like, was that so stupid?
How did I allow that?
That. So especially when I hear like good sermons now. So one of the sermons that they would tell us is that and this one they kind of send your cell leader ahead to like coach you and groom you in that way. So one of the things they will tell us is they will tell us that your parents send you to school for a purpose. It's not for school. You know, people that just come to school for going to school's sake, those people do not have dreams, do not have aspirations, because when you finally become a doctor and a lawyer, you will still get this void inside of you that needs to be filled. So that's why it's good that you learn about God now. By God, they don't actually mean God. So then they will tell us that the way we can achieve this and whatever we want to be in life has to be in line with our pastor. It has to come through our pastor. So by serving our pastor, getting close to him, we can achieve our dreams and our goals.
Wow.
And this is so ironic because we end up leaving our dreams and our goals to like serve this pastor dreams and goals. If you the pamphlets that they sell,
they sell it.
Yes, they sell it. We sell it and we sponsor it. We look for sponsors. So this
sponsors have paid, you still sell.
Yes, we still sell. We also pay with our own money.
We'll get there because I know there's the financial part of this thing.
Yes, that's a whole long story. Okay, so the pastor's goal is to have branches in many schools. And I feel like it targets school for a reason, but we'll get to that. So he had this goal, and that goal is what we are now focusing on and living our own goals.
Oh, wow.
To chase the pastor's goal.
Exactly. To fuel it, to help him achieve that. Because after he achieved that, or through him achieving that, then it would, we would be fulfilled.
That void will be filled. So now I want to know, at what point, like, did it get financial for you? Or like, how did you start putting in your money? Because I know one thing about religious, I don't want to call it abuse, but these things always have to end up with finances or bring your money. So at what point did you get like that?
Okay. So it started small. It's just like the normal thing. Pay your offerings. And then from offerings, it's like tithes. That one is in the Bible. Fine. Building.
Sorry. Recently, Pastor Adeboye said it's not in the Bible.
Oh no, he said, Pastor Adeboye said, he made a comment that if you do not pay your tithes, you will not get into heaven. So
that particular stage is not in the Bible.
Tithes is actually in the Bible.
That's after collecting tithes.
But if you were paying your tithe as a student, I thought tithes were supposed to be paid from your earnings.
Yes, it's actually like people that have businesses.
Okay.
That's
but
like
sorry, if you don't mind me asking, is this church a big and popular church?
I would say it's big in a way, but the thing about cults, everybody, I don't want to mention some cult names, but everybody know that this cult exists, but you don't really know what goes on in there.
Exactly.
Yes, it's so it's very popular and we have like church, because the next person, you could be sitting next to me and you could be in that cult that we know, but then I would not know that.
True.
Yeah, so they're out there, they're telling people, but the old practice that they do is inside.
That's why they call it secret.
Yes, and they have lots of students, especially when they do their camp meetings. They have lots of young people in that church.
Oh wow!
Okay. But as much as they want to expand, I feel like they're also scared, because when I go out, I started saying things that they didn't actually want us. They didn't actually want the people outside to hear about some of these things. And let me give you an example of that. Whenever they want to ask about money that does not make sense for us to contribute, they will off the mic so that people outside will not hear.
Wow.
So it'll just be
Yes.
What kind of things were they asking for? Since you heard it and we that were outside could not hear, I think you should tell us now.
Yeah. Okay. So let me first continue about like how
The financial thing,
So then it's tight. Then they go to building, support for the building.
Project.
We never really knew what we were building because we didn't even see this church thing. At some point, they showed us this big. It's like a stadium that we want to open. I don't know if they've opened it now. It might be true. It might be not. It might not be. Sorry. So then it starts with building. It starts with seed. It starts with we had one specifically for our pastor actually. So to that.
There's a specific
Yes,
donation for
yes.
the pastor.
So there were varieties of like programs that we had to like put money into. Now they don't necessarily force you to put it, but you know how somebody pays their offering, pays this one, puts like 5,000 in this, and they praise the person in public, and they're like, oh, look at brother this, he did this for the church, is sponsoring the world, is a true servant, is a diligent servant. You that you are a student, you want to be there because, you know, like I told you, the end goal for us was to be close to our pastor. So we want to get in their good graces, we'll start doing more. So even the student that have 10,000, they'll be like, let me do this. Let me just put it in. So
At
that
least they'll call my name now.
they'll call my name, that kind of thing. And it looks stupid, but it's actually not. If you stay in that environment for so long, you start to do things that you would swear that, no, I would never do this. That's kind of the thing.
So were you in the headquarters or a branch?
Both. But, I stay in Ekosodin, so I go to their branch in Ekosodin. Then when we'll have like big programs, we would go to the...
Which part of Benin is the headquarters?
It's in Benin City. Let me just say that it's in Benin City. Their head branch is also in Benin City.
Oh wow.
Is there a pastor and a doorman?
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. The name doesn't sound Edo-ish.
Okay. So what was it like leaving? And before you left, when you saw other people that left, what did they do?
Okay, so they will tell us about people that left, and they will tell us about them and say, this person was she was getting close. She was almost there. She was almost there. And then the devil just took her out. Like, it's so sad. We feel so bad for her. She could speak in tongue for hours, but now she's just, let's pray for her. And then we will be praying for her. And doing that, it kind of makes us see him as, is this saints? Imagine we're praying for someone that left. We didn't know that we were in the bondage and the person is free.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Especially, let me give you an instance from myself, for example.
Okay.
There's this church I attended at a time. Normally in church, when you are paying offering, everyone comes out.
Yeah.
You dance, you drop the money and go. So on this particular day, the pastor was now calling amount.
For people to go and drop.
And one line, I generate the amount. You get. So as I sat there, he said, if you are like me, come out, he had 2,000 naira. So people that had 2,000 naira, they came out. They reached 1,000, they reached 500. I think he stopped at 200 or so. He said, if I think I will call 100 naira, no. I said, I did look you, they laugh me. I don't already arrange that money, so I go to buy ice cream after the service.
That makes me remember something.
Yeah.
So there was one time we were doing deliverance. I'm sorry, it makes me feel stupid. Okay, it's where
You're not, don't worry.
But at least you're free now.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
we can laugh over this things.
He was doing deliverance, right? Then he preached the sermon. I mean, in sermon, there's people shouting, glory, yes, sir. So everywhere is charged, right? Then he calls people out. It's like, if you want your life to change and you want to step into your next level of success and breakthrough, and then we rushed out. I was among those, it spoke to me. Then we came out, we were all kneeling in front of the...
You say altar right now?
Altar, yeah, I think it's altar. So then he's praying and he said he wants to pray for us. That's why we should come outside, right? Then, next thing this man says, well, we're all deep in the spirits. We're speaking in tongues because he said we should be speaking in tongues. We're speaking in tongues like, yeah, blah. Then we're in tongues. So, he then said that if you want the breakthrough, if you have 20,000 naira now, if you do not have it, go back to your seat.
The breakthrough has a price.
It said that.
But the breakthrough actually cheap, shall if I be honest,
20K for breakthrough, that's a steal.
I'm telling you, that's a steal.
It said that if you do not have it, go back to your seat.
Wahala for poor man.
Now, I'm praying.
Cash you for inside the spirit.
I'm praying, I'm speaking in tongues, and I'm opening my eyes, looking at him.
Now you'll be thinking you're going to go back to your
Now I'm curious. Did you stay?
I stayed.
Oh my
Here's the thing. I didn't have that money.
But you had to stay because...
Yes. And I'm seeing the people that are staying with me. I know that this girl...
No, you don't have it too, but...
Then he proceeded to say that after some people left, he said... I'm not saying these people that are staying here, I'm not saying if you have it tomorrow. I mean now. So majority of the people actually left. I was like, should I get up? Should I get up? Should I get up? Then I just like stayed there because I didn't want people to look at me a certain way.
And inside the two, you didn't have 20,000.
I did not have it. So I had to go and meet them after that. I'll pay. He said, but do you know what Pastor said? I'm like, I'll try. I'll call people. I'll do this. I'll call my boyfriend. I'll call my this.
Innocent boyfriend.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. So how did you know that it is time for me to leave? Did something trigger you? Did something push you? What was the turning point?
Many things.
Okay.
Sorry. So there were many things actually. But you see the thing about these things, you don't just up and leave. I noticed something. If I notice something that's so strong right now and I'm like convinced that this is a scam, I need to leave, I'll get home and I'll start thinking, maybe it's not that deep. Maybe I saw it a different way. Maybe she didn't mean what she said. So I just like see all these kind of things and I'm like, let me go one more time. That's how.
Before you know, 3 years.
Exactly. And I think this is the same for most people. So I get that feeling. So it was a variety of events, like I said. One that stood out to me was when we had this break in JUPEB and I wanted to go home. I mean, I've been doing church and doing school since. Let me go home and rest. Let me
see your mommy. At least it's mommy's food.
Let me eat good food. Because I was not eating well. I was feeding these pastors, paying my money for food. I was using to buy food for them. And I just want to eat well. My mom is calling me. I'm sure that when I get home, she has made this whole platter. So I'm like, I want to go home. Then they have these people that they call them missionaries. They will send them to another school. Mind you, will contribute for them to go. So they will have missionaries that they want to send out. And I told them I want to go home. And they told me that I should stay and join one of the missionary that they want to send me out there. And I feel like
want to make you a missionary.
Exactly. And I feel like why they want to do this, they select beautiful girls that speak well.
You are very beautiful.
Thank you. So beautiful girls that speak well, men that speak well, especially if you can speak, you have this you have an influence. You know, there's some people that speak and they convince you. And they said I did good in our last evangelism.
I know you must have won a lot of people.
I have actually.
Uniben boys.
When you left, you took them and
especially the boys.
Oh my God.
You left them there.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I actually hope they are watching this and they are well, they took me too. So
it's a fair game.
Okay.
Dog eat dog.
Okay, so they said I did very good in the last evangelism. I brought about 20 people. I don't know I can't remember the numbers, but it was high. So then they said they want me to go for missionary to go do go do missionary work. I'm sorry.
Missionary in a church way.
Yes. So then I said I want to go home. Then she was like, okay, go tell pastor that you want to go home. I after a lot of people have seen the pastor, I went there. I'm like, sir, I want to go home. Like, I just want to rest.
Wait, is it to inform him or to take permission?
To take permission. That's your authority figure. Like, they will preach to us that your mom and your dad is not your first authority figure. After God, it's your pastor.
Wow.
Like, they would say it's plain.
Wow. Wow. Interesting.
When I say they will tell us this thing to our faces, they
will not even sugarcoat
no,
it.
they're not sugarcoating anything. Words like serve your pastor, it was clear. Maybe not in the first few weeks, but when they see eventually they start just talking about it. So I told him I wanted to go home, sir. I want to take permission to leave. Then he asked me when am I going to come back. So he gives me 2 weeks, I think, and then I have to be back by that time. So I went back. I thank God I actually let me go, and then I was able to come back.
So that was when you were like, this cannot be normal now.
Yeah. And then when I went back to the female pastor, and I'm like, oh, pastor actually gave me permission, and was like, he did. And you don't want to go. You know, pastor, he will just allow you do what you want, but you have to be willing to like do these things to do the extra work and all.
Manipulating, man.
Honestly.
So I called my mom that day when I got back home, and I'm telling her like, Mommy, I don't think I can come. Oh, why? I want to go and preach the word of God in a different state. She's like, I'm like, my pastor said that I should not go. You know, I was sounding like I was still very, very small. I cannot come. I cannot do this. And she's like, oh, you go, it's fine. That's it that is telling you there. I lose it right now. Come back home. It's just like every time, church, it's one thing or the other. Whenever I call you, you are never in class. It's always church, it's always this. But this one I will not take. Going to another state, where did I send you to? You want to travel to another state, and me, I'm your mother, I'm here. So that was how, I just like, let me go home.
And so when you went home,
yes, my mother kept saying that, our mothers try to like be very gentle about these things, so they don't take us.
It has to do with God.
It has to do with
our
God.
mothers that normally push us to church.
Yes.
But for your mom to now be saying these things,
you have already seen that this one passed no.
Don't overdo.
Thank you. Yeah, she was like, Flair, this church matter that you carry for head every time church. Okay, will you let me talk to him? Like, let me just... Because she was worried at this point. And this is a woman that she does for church, but she knows that this one is shady. Yes. And I think that's one of the biggest red flags that you should look out for when you step into all these campus fellowships, because you will barely see any elderly person.
No nice story.
The excuse will be that it's a campus fellowship.
No. Leaders. Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's just
Well, I attended. There's a solid reason. There's a solid backup, actually. But there's a reason why I did not attend fellowships. None. This is not to undermine your experience. Okay. When I attended the first fellowship in 100 level, I said no. I started attending a church. You see all those indigens in the coast of the churches that they attend, where you'll see mama, papa, pikin. Now that one me I go. You saw this one where all of them park, they shout glory, glory, no verse.
But that's for you, Sha.
Yeah.
Me, I feel.
And young people just want to be around where they are.
Fellow young people.
Yeah, fellow young people. This is where it's happening.
I prefer school fellowship. Because you have like minds, you have age mates around.
This is where everybody is yopi now.
But for me, one of the reasons I don't like those churches that have old people is because I feel that's where most manipulation happens.
Oh no, not like just one old person. Like you can actually see mature people.
But
that
have. The fellowship that I attended, we had like a main branch, like a church in Benin.
Yes.
That one has old people and
at least it has a church. It's not like the main church too now have fellow young people. The person you're calling Papa is in 300 level.
How about now? 300 level is like hi. We have 17-year-old pastors.
What?
Yes. As long as you get in the good graces of your pastor and you do this classes, you sell a certain amount of books, you bring a certain amount of people to church, as long as you are convincing enough to people, you'll be a pastor.
I just employed people.
They gave me various positions. They give me at one point I was the secretary for the building thing. At one point I was there, and you know why they do this? Why they give students positions? It's because they want to trap us.
Yes, to tell you that.
Because now you have responsibilities. Now, if you want to go and your mind is telling you that this is shady, you need to leave, you are thinking about the people that I brought to church. Imagine they see me leave. How will I face people? How will I walk in my streets? When is that all the old streets, everybody in the streets have already
seen me? Yeah.
I've preached about this pamphlet to them. I've brought them to church. Now I'm just going to leave.
So when you were a new member, they collected your money.
Yes.
So when you now got to position, did you ever gain financially?
Exactly.
Oh no, I did not. I did not
They
gain.
still collect it from you?
Yes, they still collect. But I feel like those like in the highest kind of they are kind of eating with the pastor.
So those are the takers.
Yes, I think
like
it gets to a point because
You have to get
they
to
are
that highest cadre of.
they are so like they are 100% church now. They are. When I mean,
there.
yes, they are fully there. So
they
when
must
you
be
see their
benefiting.
zeal and the things they benefit, you know that no, this one is already is getting something. And you know they kind of use those people as a role model for us. That I remember when he was talking to me one time, it's like, you know, I see Pastor this in you, which is one of the pastors, and you know how and. Let me just mention that they were so beautiful. The people there, they are so, you see them as this role model.
People that
together.
protect somebody like you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they say,
you know, like
I see this person in you. I see that you can do what this person is doing. So
they always look so. So now I don't know, but when I was in, I don't know when I see campus fellowship people, they don't really look so appealing to me. I will not lie.
Depend on the campus.
And also, like, yes,
no, I mean the takers. That's what I mean.
Oh,
no.
the top people.
Yeah,
they always
that's
look
what,
so put together.
Yes, they're
so
so
polished.
put together, so polished.
But you're
Start
looking like
hoping
that
and
too,
wishing
now.
that.
No, this is now. Oh, you need to see me then.
Then you were supplying.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I was a nedu.
You could never eat.
There's fasting for our pastor. We fast. Yes, we fast for our pastor. Then the remaining money that you would save, that let me use this one and break. No, you have to put it in certain programs.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
You know you break, but like
even the money
You don't break
I
well.
break with Gary sometimes. I break with noodles. I break with foods that are no protein.
After this podcast, we'll go to the church. That person needs to see me.
So you mentioned in your video that when people leave, they show videos to the people who are still
Yes.
there. That particular one stuck with me. Now I really want to know what that. Did you experience that? Did they show you anybody's videos like, oh, this person is no longer with us? Can you like give me a clear visual of that?
Like, did they show you someone else's video?
Okay, not video per se, but there was this girl that left the church and we all knew her. She was this big person. And then when she left, I heard that she was spreading like rumors about the church. Like what I was saying, for example. So then they will come to church and they'll be like, you see this means that there is an... I actually want to like get your point on this. So there's this thing we do, I remember, and when they will talk about expansion and stuff, and then we will take turns and say stuff like, Pastor, I believe in your dreams, I believe in your goals, I want to see you achieve that, I want to be in this expansion, I want to be there when God finally bring us, put us at the high tables. That's what we do. So
that is disturbing.
it is.
All I have to say is it is disturbing that people are doing this.
And it looked normal.
I see this in
It's
movies.
like, yes.
Especially when the people are hypnotized.
Yes. You know, when I watch American movies about cults, religious cults and stuff, I feel like this is extra. This cannot happen in Nigeria. No, now. We Nigerians, we can't. No, we know if we do this kind of thing. But
And you know what I thought? I thought that after I left, I said, this can only happen in Nigeria. Maybe it doesn't happen in like outside
the country.
Then I think I had a deep dive about this church thing after I made my video, and I started saying like it's everywhere because my
Where do you
videos
think they got it from?
my videos actually reached like a lot of people. I started seeing people messages from Ghana, South Africa, and even outside the country, like US, and they will tell us that, oh, I'm in this church, a church that have these practices you mentioned. I'm like, it's everywhere. I thought it was Uniben. That's it. It was so surprising. Like, I thought it was Uniben. I'm Uniben. What do you mean? It's other places,
other countries.
Yes, and then when I posted that video, people reached out to me, some from the church, and they told me. I remember one message like that. She said, Flair, why did you allow the devil to use you? Exactly what I said in that video, that they will demonize me if they know. He said, why do you let the devil use you? I'm like, God is using me, not the devil. I rebuke you. Then I went to her page. I thought it was just like a random person. And then I saw that the only person she follows, she or he, I don't really know, is the pastor.
Wow.
So then I'm like, I knew it. I was expecting it. And then I also got pastors from other churches came to my DM and they're telling me, people are mentioning our church in your videos. Yeah, so go and tell them that it's not us. I'm like, if the shoe fits, because at this point, when I started hearing other people views, especially places that are not even in Nigeria, I'm like, this is happening everywhere. Like, this thing is happening. I wanted to set like people of Uniben free. But if the shoe fits you guys' church, if these practices that I mentioned, this is what you guys do in your church, then I'm not saying anything on that.
Not sorry.
Exactly.
The pastor, is he a young man, middle-aged? Or
I would say middle-aged, but he looks very young. Very young. I mean, money.
I'm not talking
Money is
about
good.
your branch pastor.
Yes, the head pastor, the lead pastor. He looked
dark,
very fresh.
No, but now Zaddy.
Because most of these people they bleach. So I want to know.
He looks young.
You know the thing.
The people that are in the church, they would know.
You know what? The one thing I've come to realize about this church is why you don't see. Now I've come to understand why we don't see old people in the churches. It gets where you develop your brain, you grow. You get where your brain go develop, which you look say, what am I doing? Like it's a bit like an awakening, and that's why you find if you find older people, it's older men. Like if you find like middle-aged 30+ people, it's usually men. I mean, like for women, once they hit that 26, 27 and their frontal lobe develops, they will just really be like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, the thing is, in general, when you go to churches, you mostly see women.
Yeah.
But my point is, why this one does not work for older people? Older people cannot be doing these things.
They have jobs.
What of those things? Okay, they
have to like go out.
The way they trap you people.
Yeah.
You can't do that to old people. They are too old for that.
They have to. Sorry.
They are too old for that. I don't know if you understand. They need young
people
to do these things. So that's why you don't see old people in that.
No lies, still.
So it's not majorly because their brains are developed.
You asked me a question about what of
The red flags.
like what made me
what made you
right?
leave? Yeah.
There was one time this pastor was teaching about fornication, boyfriends matter. And then he was talking about it. He almost, how do I put this? Say he was preaching a sermon about fornication, boyfriend and all of that. Then he stopped at one point. He said, hope you will not say that pastor is because he's the one giving me money to sponsor books. And then he stopped that sermon. We laughed about it, but then I was sitting down there, although I didn't really know much, but then I'm like, I feel like these people are comfortable, like you doing anything possible as long as you bring
them the money.
Because there's no how that this pastor will say that some boys in that place were not Yahoo boys. There's no how. So anything and everything is fine as long as
you are pushing the ministry forward.
You know what's crazy now is the fact that they caught Yahoo boys.
They what?
The church caught Yahoo boys.
Oh,
Like,
big sponsors.
It will shock you.
I feel like some go for the girls, and then when some of them have like crisis, like normal crisis that you face, but then they feel like it's spiritual. So then when they go to the pastor is like, you have to like stay in church, let's do some prayers, and then from 1 week 2 weeks, then even if the person is going home, the person also wants to like be buying stuff for pastors. Look, we go through challenges in life, right? And you come out of it eventually. You're not tying that to like, oh, is this pastor that did this for me, for you? So most of them are just like loyal and they want to like give pastor everything. Because I'm sure he's aware that some of them, he does not care whatever you can do. So
that's why I just bring that money.
As long as you are bringing people, you are buying books, sponsoring books, you're good.
So why do you think? Like you said, you started the church when you were Jupeb year. I don't know of any other person that attended Uniben, but you know, when you're in 100 level, back then when Uniben still used to do physical clearance at the auditorium, these fellowships will come to the auditorium there to fish out 100 levels, like, oh, you don't have where to stay. Oh, don't worry, come, you can stay in our cell. And there's something they call it, coordination, sisters called. I've been what's it called? I've forgotten what they call it. Oh, you can come and stay in our house. You can come and stay here. So why do you think there's a reason why these people particularly fish on first years and 100 level students?
Yes. When you leave home, come to school, there's a different world than you know. You know, usually it's secondary school and all. So you come to school and you realize that now this world is different. I don't really know anybody, especially people that traveled. I mean, the people that stay here, they've been here, that's different. But like, especially people that traveled, they're away from their parents and all. So when they come to church, when they come to school, they're kind of looking for like a familiar presence. And this is what these people give. The moment you enter the church, oh, Sister Flair, welcome home. Like, you feel homely. You feel like these are my brothers and sisters. I'm even getting goosebumps saying this because they kind of make you feel like you're at home. And then you have your dad, you have your mom. Yeah, I know your mom and dad is far away, but pastor can feel in that position. This person can feel in that position. You need a brother, this person can feel in that position. That's it. They make them feel at home. They give them this familiar presence, like you don't have to do this alone. And that's why most of us are in that church. That's why they get us quickly, because we are looking for that familiar feeling of home. And that's what they give. They are so good at doing this.
That's
And let me also point this out. They did good for me. Let's say you are about to do something and they will try to like give you stuff, especially the first time. They give you stuff to assist and support. But just know that whatever they give you, you will pay times 10 of that thing. If not in money, but in service. And when I mean service, they will send these students out 9 p.m. They are on the streets. Nadia, stop to shop. Sometimes on the road. My husband and I went to buy food one time. Before I came back, this was 10 p.m., right? I'm in the car. Benin is not safe. In fact, nowhere is safe in Nigeria for a, let's say, 16-year-old to be outside, 16-year-old girl to be outside that late. Now, your parents are at home thinking that you are in your hostel. Then this person came to give my husband the pamphlet. Then I came back inside the car. I'm like, what's that? Then he said that they gave me this and they told me that it's this amount. Let me give them this amount. If you try, where's the person? And I remember I was so angry, and I was not even angry at the person. I was just, it just breaks my heart that you should be in school. You should be at, not school, you should be at home.
Resting.
You should be, and it was exam period, right? I was so pained because it was like I was seeing myself and I was so hurt. And I remember I called that girl and I literally dragged her. I'm like telling her, like, this is a cult. You need to leave. Like, you need to leave this place now. And when I got into the car, I'm like, this will not do much. Because if she goes back to church and tell them that I saw this person, she told me this.
So that's the devil.
That video that I made that have like it had views, right? That video will literally pull a large amount of members to them. You would think that it's doing like people
pulling people away.
Yes, but the people that they have under their manipulation tactic, it would even make them more loyal, more submitted. And that's why I didn't want to call their name. But that's why I want people to like see for themselves that this practice, this thing this girl is saying, is it? So when they are doubting like that, they kind of, that's the first step. The first step is having that doubt. Then the second step is telling somebody, because like I said, they isolate you. They remove you from your family, your friends, other pastors. You don't listen to any other sermons and all of those things. So the first step after you've started realizing these mistakes is to tell somebody. Have people that will hold you accountable, because if you don't, you would think you have the power to live by yourself, but it's a lie. You will find yourself going back there like a dog again and again. So tell somebody, and also study the word for yourself. Genuinely study the word for if you know after I got out and I started like knowing God for myself, and I see that all these practices that we were doing, it's already mentioned in the Bible. In the book of Galatians, they talk about these false preachers, Colossians, Corinthians, all the books that Apostle Paul sends to the churches in those days. He had like all these practices. It was like they knew that this would happen. And then they would manipulate these books. This pastor, they would manipulate it to their own favor. Like Apostle Paul said something, and it was like, follow me the way I follow Christ. And this was his favorite, this is this man's favorite verse to quote. So we are now following his Apostle
You're not
Paul.
following Christ.
Exactly.
You're following him. He is the one following Christ. Okay.
And there's a very clear difference between Apostle Paul and you. Like it's
Hello.
But do you think if Apostle Paul was alive today, do you know how many letters he would have written?
To the church in Nigeria. Let's not even go
I
there.
feel like it would actually come and beat them. This one is
Let's
more
not
like
even go there. Let's
Just
not
say
even
letter,
go
I'll
there,
come and beat them.
honestly.
because they have manipulated the word so much.
So, you know of the branch in Uniben. Do you think
Yes.
they're in Ekpoma, Auchi?
Oh no, I think they have one other branch in Delta State. I don't know now because I left 3 years ago. They might have different branches. You know, those times they talk about expansion and we contribute a lot of money. So,
So how long did
maybe
you spend in the church in Tulsa?
I joined November 2021 and I left 2023.
So you spent about 2+ years.
Yes.
You're even lucky.
Yeah,
I know there are people that are there 9 years.
Exactly. There are people that are still there now, and I feel bad for them. I mean, I 2023, I've already like gone out, but you know this thing that I said that once you leave, I sure they're not adding juju.
So, but I also believe, like maybe there are some people that, you know, when they joined, after a while, they've seen everything. So to them, they're just, okay, might just go reach pastor level.
Maybe when I get there, I will not suffer this thing that
When I reach pastor level, we need to go back. They know the truth too. But they too want to just game.
This is actually so smart. There's some men, elderly men. When I mean elderly men, like
Advanced.
your age, not really old.
So
Just
you don't old now. You are the old
Like-
one on this set right now. You are the old person on this seat. Take it like that. Yes, you are the dragon on this seat. Take it like that. Just accept it, okay?
Okay, you know, like in a group of like 17, 21-year-olds,
Yes, like 30 plus,
exactly what
yeah.
I'm saying. So these men, you don't really see them preach, but they are there. I said, these people, when I would go back to the church and I started saying things, I'm like, these people they know.
Yeah, they are giving
This thing is not like a business that they're doing. That's outside.
You've collected from me too.
Exactly.
Because
Imagine
if I was in their shoes,
Imagine I was here when I was 17. Where do I want to go to?
That's what
I will have to rip out of it.
And you took plenty things from me. So
Yeah.
now let me get back my.
Only game for me too. Some of them might even be gaming the pastor too.
So, like you mentioned 2 steps to leaving. One, doubt, and then talking to someone and having someone hold you accountable.
And so reading your Bible.
Yeah, reading your Bible. So what was the leaving process like for you? Who was that person for you? Who held your hand to come out?
First it was my mom. You know, my mom already doing that shady part. Then my boyfriend,
bless you, Mama.
my boyfriend has always been there, and I think I
Now
broke-
husband.
Yeah, now husband. I broke up with him like 2 times because of this people. Yes, because they told me specifically that he's trying to pull me away.
And he was giving you money to give them.
Exactly.
Okay.
You need something, then you're right.
that.
You pulled you.
Exactly, but
No, it's true. Sure, you see, and they were right.
and I'm glad he did. I'm so glad he did. Then the last one, when I left, was my pastor in Ibadan. I would say my mom's pastor, but we were close to him. So I remember going home, and my mom was giving the pastor that there's this church this girl is going.
So she was giving him hints that still,
Yes.
see how it's going over
So
there.
I went to visit my pastor. I don't think he even knew at that point. It was even later. I went to visit my pastor, and he told me that he was telling me, you know, he would go over how is school, how's everything. And then he said that about the church, like, what church am I going to? Is it registered under any big branch like Winners, Redeem, something? I'm like, no, it's not any of those church. Okay, what's this? Their pastor, what's his name? You know, pastors sometimes know
Each other.
themselves.
No, it's true now. They
Yes.
have a community.
Most pastors are breakout pastors from.
Yeah,
From
they
those
have a community, whether you like it or not.
That's who my pastor was. Then he just kind of went over and I was telling him some things, and I don't even know. I feel like when you've been in the presence of true men of God, you kind of like tell them everything. I just find myself telling him even things that they told us specifically not to tell
say.
anybody. Then it's like, he started praying, and he told me, you need to leave and you will not go back to that church. He just spoke it that you will not go back to that church. In my mind, although I've been living small, but I'm like, once I go back, you will not see me in school.
Exactly. You're not going to follow me.
You're not monitoring me in school, so you will not tell me what to do. And you know, this pastor have told us many times that other pastors
will try to
we are
pull
not
you
to
away.
listen to any other pastor apart from him. Yes, not even all these big pastors. If you see, I didn't really have a big phone then, but if you see all these sermons online, don't, yeah. So my pastor spoke that word to me, and I felt like that word actually carried a lot of power, because when I went back, everything was against me going that church. Every time I want to go, either rain will fall or this will fall, and I find myself like 6 months I've not gone to the church. I'm like, and then I'll feel guilty that I'm not going to this church. I want to go back. I want to this, but I just find myself. So I think that was the final one. It took another man of God speaking over me.
What exactly made you decide to expose? Because I don't think it was easy.
Because you've left.
Yes, and you had no reason to come online too. So, and then some people say, "Oh, there's no need to now. The church. What are you going to do? What do you stand to gain?" So why did you decide to do that?
Okay, first, my mom used to put fear in me. Every time I want to talk about it, not come online, I was not really active on social media, but every time I want to, like, when I see these people and I want to talk to them, she'll say, like, just ignore them. Since you're already, I'll just leave it. And there's this, they kind of put fear in you. And I think it's unnecessary. I start believing God. And I'm not exposing, it's not like I'm saying that Christianity is bad, but these fake churches. So I saw a video, someone talked about fake churches in Uniben.
I think it was a guy.
Yes. And then a girl said something. And after I saw that video, my chest was burning. Like, I need to talk. I just felt, I said in my video, I felt it was the Holy Spirit that was telling me that this is the right time to talk. Don't let this fire die down immediately as it they hot. So, yes. So I'm like, no, I mean, I've gone out already. I don't want them to see me and not say this. What if it's not that deep and all? For 3 days, it took 3 days. And I remember I'm a very prayerful person. I pray about everything. I prayed over it, I fasted over it, and then I got the go ahead. Like, you have to talk. And one of the reasons that prompted me to talk is there's been this issue of young people coming out to deconstruct the word of God, Christianity. And I listen to those videos. I respect everybody's decision. I listen to those videos, and what I see in most of these videos is most of them don't actually have problem with God himself, because the things that God actually asks us to do, like do not kill, do not steal. If you look at most of these people that are deconstructing Christianity, they don't kill, they don't steal, they don't have any intention to. They live good lives and they are okay, but the thing that they always talk about is one pastor did this to me. My story was enough reason for me to deconstruct.
Yeah.
I really wanted to. It's not even I wanted to, but then I started saying that no, let me try something else. And then I found God by my own self. Now, when I listen to this video, they talk about pastor, and then they saw a pastor did this and a pastor did that, and the way that these pastors preach the Bible that is a simple law and stress-free, the way they preach it sounds like fear. It sounds like a cage, a bondage, and people don't want to be in that. And I feel like we Christians, we true Christians, if we are hiding and we don't want to speak about these things, we are just letting people like see our God as, since they are men of God and they're talking about God this way.
It means it's true.
It means it's true. I mean, your pastors are...
I've seen pastors say this, so that means it's true.
Yes. And you know one thing about the good Christians is that when we shy away from these things and we're like, those people that deconstruct, they are bad people or they are these, we are adding to it. It's like, this is my experience. This is what I experienced with fake churches. These people are the fake ones,
but
then they are real ones. You get most of Christianity is not hard. Permit me to just say some things, but Christianity is not hard, and God is not that. Is not the way most pastors preaching to be. It's pastors are preaching fear. They are preaching bondage. They are preaching this trap, and I don't think any of us want to go back in there.
No lies told.
So when I made that video, I just said, God, I want to make this. I'm making this video, and I do not want to like chase people away from you. I want them to actually see that you are different from what these things are. These practices are not you. These practices are not God. If you've ever noticed any of these practices, they are not God. They are not. God did not tell them that. So that's what like gave me that courage to like speak up, because if we are quiet, then we are letting these people stay.
Do more. Okay, so I wanted to ask, apart from the financial abuse, the blackmails, and all, was there at any point sexual abuse? It might not be to you.
Yes.
But to other people.
You being a member of the church, you must have noticed some things like that.
Okay, after I made the video, I told you how my cell leader commented under my post. And I had this resentment for her for so long, but I learned to forgive her because she was just a victim herself. If I was a cell leader, imagine...
So is she still in the church?
No, she's not. She commented that, I will soon share my story.
Wow.
I will love to hear
Yes, and
amazing.
And then also other people reached out to me. The people that were mean to me after I left the church that I would greet and they would not answer. Some of them have gotten out. So they texted and they're like, I'm so sorry for how I treated you. I didn't know any better, and all those things. Some of them that came to me, they told me that your own is even better. I'm like, better than
pass like this.
I mean, I know that I was not able to get school because I was very jealous of the people that were very close to pastor. I was so jealous of them. The goal was to, I was like, how can I do more?
But now you're happy you're not in their shoes.
Now, and those ones that were very close, that when we have camp meeting, they stay in pastor chambers, and they said some things. I'm like, I think my silence kind of says it. But, allegedly. So I can't like say their story was false, but at the same time, it's just like it didn't happen to me.
You, yeah.
So it's their experience, and if they say it, so some people that reached out to me.
So I
That's
don't know,
actually.
did you watch the Jeffrey Epstein's documentary?
Yeah.
You see the way they recruit a particular person.
Yeah.
Then they abuse the person. Then after a while, they use that person to recruit more people. I think that's something similar to
that's textbook.
Because that's what
cultism.
Your cell leader experienced this thing. Then they use that to recruit more people.
at that point when she was even recruiting people, she didn't think of it as a bad
I didn't think of it. I mean, I brought so many people, so I didn't think of it that much. So that's just the thing.
Okay, so in cases like this, where we have these things happening, especially it being a student environment, how do you think the university, so now let's use UNIBEN, because this happened in UNIBEN, how do you think UNIBEN can protect students from things like this from happening in the future?
I've thought about this and I've asked myself this question many times because saying that UNIBEN should ban all campus fellowships is wrong, actually. People need to go to church. And I kind of want to get your perspective on that. What do you think? Because for me, I've asked myself the question, and if church and school is kind of a different thing. So what do you think that...
For me, I studied religion.
Okay.
And
that's beautiful.
From a professional standpoint, I think as much as we have DVC, Student Affairs, DVC, Academics, I feel like there should be a place for somebody to monitor these things. Because you can't take away church. Because that's why we have the mosque and the church inside the school. At least we have those ones established, built by the school. We have the normal conventional churches, that's Catholic and Anglican, inside the school. So you can't take those away. You can't say, we're going to ban school. You're taking away freedom of worship. So I think there should be some figures to at least keep these things in check. I know our former VC, Professor Salami, tried to do something like that, where she made sure that, because there was a time when in UNIBEN, fellowship school starts by 8 a.m. and they will stay on till 4 p.m. They'll be there, Rakabobo, in what's it called? In Orchard. You see students in the night, you see them there. So she banned all those things. And she even banned people from doing fellowship inside classes. Now, it was harsh. To some people, it was harsh, but I feel like it cut down some things. It cut down so many of these. Let me take you
off campus.
Yes, and that was when it started to get stronger in Ekosodi. That's when it started to get more in Ekosodi. So I just feel like there should be figures to hold this, and then the SUG, because there's a limit to what the students, there's a limit to what the school authority can do. That's the truth. But then you being the student union government, you are the one who, the students vote for you. There's a reason why you go to the students to actually seek for their votes. There's a reason why. So you are representing the students. So you are to protect the interest of your students. The SUG president, the SUG vice president, if possible, as much as you're having director of socials, have director of religions. Because these things are important. They go hand in hand.
Religion is not part of it.
If that's the case, then...
But what's the job of Servicom?
Right.
I think that to report these things to them now.
Yes, but Civicom is inside the school.
Okay.
They can't. That's why people tell you that if you come out of Ekosodi Baggate, you are no longer on. So that security guys that are usually there, they don't have any authority outside of the school gate. So there's a limit to what the school authority. Civicom is still under the school security.
So now, let me say this: have we all agreed now that this thing is a court?
I agree. I from the onset, yes.
So it should be treated as courtism.
Exactly.
But that works.
No, but
the thing is, at this point in time, you will now lump all of them.
Yes, because there are actually some.
But now, I think first of all, they should create a task force for these things. Investigate. Okay. See, in a serious country, they'll send a particular person to go and investigate this.
Yes, probably even go
exactly are they investigating? So now if you talk about money, you're supposed to pay offering. They can put it under that disguise. If you talk about service, you're supposed to do service in church, right? But then they use it. So how people actually are aware that they are being manipulated while they are being manipulated?
So now this is not the job of the investigator to find out.
See, because I've actually thought about this, and I'm like, anything that affects your students, I used to think that it's not UNIBEN problem.
It is,
but then anything that affects your students, they can't pay school fees, they can't do exams,
they can't feed.
Yes, because most of these people put their school fees in there.
Anything that affects your students affects the school. That's just the truth.
So these things should be should be investigated, monitored, You know, in fact, censored.
Yes, censored actually. I know that, yes, whatever is inside school.
There should be like a board that whatever you are preaching has to go through that board.
Exactly.
You know, in school, in uni, I think they have ABC. I don't know whether it's ABC they call it, All Believers Conference or something. I don't know. But you see that ABC, I don't think many of these fellowships are even part of ABC.
Other churches, other fellowships, they don't know what this one is doing.
And they should have disciplinary methods that if a student wants to voice out, like, not many people is as bold to come out here and start saying churches. So if you have any experience, like, you know, I said I didn't experience some kind of things. If a pastor did something to you and you want to complain, there should be that board, like you said.
That should listen to you.
That in fact, the pastors will be scared to do some kind of things in school because they know that what if these students go and tell this board?
It will be difficult because Nigerians are very religious. I feel like Christianity is different from religion. Nigerians are deeply religious.
As a citizen, you have right of fellowship.
So they can't actually say
they will say it's you that is doing. Nobody force you.
Not be like.
You can't say go hard. To only say the grace of my governor.
And the thing is, and the thing is, they'll say, just leave. Just leave. Like,
it's not so easy.
You're not forced.
But it's not so easy, you know.
I've been paying money every day. So why are you paying your money?
Just leave now. Why are you still there?
This is where community comes in.
Yes.
You know, we've seen cases of where a pastor is caught sleeping with a member, a married member. Community go there, scatter the church. You get, we've seen cases where the Kajis pastor burying juju in church.
Community will go there.
No, I think I saw a video on that.
But you know, that's where the SUG government is the leader of the school community.
I'm talking about Ekosodi now. Community.
Even the Ekosodi, how many indigenous are in Ekosodi?
Because
they're not plenty again.
If we are waiting for school authority or waiting for government, this thing will not. This is what community needs to take law into their hands.
You know, the Ekosodi community thrives on the students, and so they do not want to.
This is what I'm saying.
They cannot offend the
students.
They cannot offend them.
Imagine you giving church all your money.
What can you use to buy food in Ekosodi?
What can you use to pay your landlord?
True. What will you use to pay your security in Ekosodi? True.
See, so it affects the way it affects the school, it affects the community. Those kind of person go that ocean, we did that Ekosodi side.
If the members go fight you, see, just like she said, the members actually mean business. I'm sure they are ready to defend this pastor anytime, any day.
Yes, and that's one of the unhealthy things that we do. You can. That time I was there, if they say I should take a bullet for my pastor, I feel stupid saying this, but I will take that bullet because I know
and it's not
God will because in my mind, God will protect me. God will
because
reward
of the
me.
pastor,
God will reward me. Exactly.
Wow.
You see, this is why sometimes it's good to grow up in both. You understand?
So
you know how church be.
You know how juju day. You know everything just a day.
Because most times, this thing, but these things happen most to people that grow up in the Christian home.
Oh, no.
No, I said most times. And that's why I said
most times.
Yeah, most times because
you fear God from home. You fear. You have the Christian upbringing. So when you get to the church,
but if you don't see how juju they be, you don't see how manipulative native doctors are, and you know for pastor like that.
I feel like you said, most, but some. I feel like it's when they not even know this juju thing, right? And they know this cult things that they've experienced cults. This is going to feel more familiar. It's going to feel more familiar because we just agree that this is cult practices. So even cults, whether you are from cult or from a Christian home, these people have their
when
ways.
I said experience juju, it's not like you practiced it.
But you just see from
you know how. We all know how fake native doctors are. We know how they. So once you know that,
so you can identify a fake pastor because you've identified a fake native. Is that what you're saying?
You see me now like this now. I use myself as an example. I've once gone to a church, not like I went there on my own. I went to pick somebody from the church, and he was a friend. He was like, just come inside now. May you see our pastor get power. He did deliver, blah blah. I said, okay. Because now you make her just enter. That's why I sit down for sure show. They do delivery service. That's what they.
So they want to be delivery service.
They won't deliver mommy water. You know, it's like the mother went to the river to look for a child. So now they feel like the child has marine spirit. So pastor, the kabash. Pastor say, this moment I seize the Koba river. You can answer, if you seize the river, where I go? If I come up for here, that's the marine spirit now talking.
That's inside the girl.
Yes, so you know, blah. The girl now said she's a marine spirit. She wants to attack the pastor. She tried attacking the pastor spiritually. It no work. She now said she wants to call for backup. That this time she wants to call on that spirit from River Ethiopia. That's the River. I just did it with my guy. I just smile. I said to them that German will come watch. So they were doing their back and forth. She tried, you know, like Nollywood, where she tried to use power to attack the pastor. Not be joke. So she tried doing something to the pastor, like the thing went back. So she would throw power, she didn't want that the thing will affect. So she was not like, so like this now, if this thing don't work, I'll give your members. The pastor now said, this sickness you want to give me, which sickness be that? She said, leprosy. Say she won't give members. So the members will not shout, pastor said, no, don't worry. He that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. Camera the video the girl. She not give cameraman. You understand? She say she want to give
Zaddy of BENIN.
You get? She was not walking towards me. I tell my friend, say, this girl near me, if I slap her, put the power in my spirit.
Everything.
Luckily for her, she stopped halfway and went back. That's how I stood up and left the church. You get? It's
for many people, it's street OT, like you said, like you mentioned, Sha. So to wrap things up, I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to talk to somebody who is still there right now. Somebody who's
not even looking for a way out.
Exactly.
Who doesn't even know how to live.
Just speak directly to that UNIBEN student who is still there, and you want them to know the truth.
I would just say that if you've not watched my video, watch it. And what you've watched from this podcast, look for signs in that church that you are. I know that the moment we started this podcast, your mind will have been speaking to you that this thing is looking like where I am. If you've noticed these things, you need to leave. And you don't just up and leave. Tell people, tell your family, tell your friends, tell anybody close to you. And I want you to know that the longer that you stay there, the more deeper you get into this. And years to come, you would not recognize yourself. I was able to get myself back immediately because I just spent a year or 2 years, a year and a half with them. But the longer that you stay there, 2 years, 3 years, 6 years, there are people that have been there for 9 years. It's hard to pick back up. If you are losing your class, you are missing classes, missing exams because of church. I want you to know that God doesn't want you to miss any opportunity. So if you're missing opportunities because of this church, that's not the place for you. I don't know what they might have told you. I don't know how they might have brainwashed you or manipulated you, but I want you to know that God is everywhere. God is in your room. Speak to God in your room. Know God for yourself. Study the scripture by yourself, and your eyes will be opened. You see these practices as, you can see them for what they are.
So in essence, what she's saying is, run, no, run.
Exactly. Actually, with the help of God,
and don't look back. Don't go and be coming. Run.
And don't even think of holding somebody to run with you. Run first.
Exactly. Live by yourself.
Yes.
From there, when you've run, you can now say somebody else.
I remember the time I was dating my boyfriend, and I would post, let's say my boyfriend has birthday, I would post him happy birthday. That's it.
Then
my
you
pastor.
long episode.
Hey, the love of my life. And that was normal to call love of my life. Love of
It's
my
not normal.
No, like I'm saying to us.
In the church. No, what you're saying is like in the church, it was normal.
My dear, highly esteemed.
Hey, King of Kings.
That's what they call their pastor.
Oh.
Highly esteemed, blah, blah, blah. Is this. It was unhealthy.
Because say the pastor can find join.
Exactly. All the girls go just oh God. No, okay. let's camera. It's okay. It's fine.
Cut.
Exactly. Just cut. This has actually.
I said they are handsome and beautiful.
You mentioned it. No lies told. Honestly, this has been a very, very interesting conversation. We've taken a deep dive. like she said, get out as fast as you can.
Yeah, and Uniben.
Exactly. Something needs to be done
School
because
authority.
now we know it's our eyes see for that school. No, that's just all I'm going to say.
I feel something else that you guys can do if maybe you guys are much that have left the church. You guys can write a petition.
Yes, that's possible.
To who? Write to the school
To the school authority,
Okay.
yes.
Write to NANS.
Yes.
Write to SUG. Write to police. And write to Governor Monday.
But that's very valid, actually. If there are a lot of people, yes.
I would actually check to see if people are willing.
Imagine if like there's 50 or 100.
Yes, or 100 people. Even if they are not up to that, the truth is all you just need to do is come
It hurts my
together.
heart that they are growing every day. They are growing. I don't even know the myself.
And the fact that they are going against minors. 16.
17.
That's
Those are
not
minors,
normal.
yeah.
It's not.
Is this not something that police can even?
That's what he's saying. A petition, exactly.
Petition to the government. Petition to
If you keep a 17-year-old, for example, and let's say you seize their phones, they are not allowed to call their parents
That's
for like
kidnapping.
Is that not kidnapping?
kidnapping.
So, wait, are you saying that they seize people's phones?
There are some.
They'll say in a manipulative way.
In like
It's not like they'll forcefully collect
they will
it.
not even tell you that you should drop your phone. They're just going to say that you have to. Let's say you have to pray for some time.
Yeah,
So you have to
focus.
turn off
Yes, you
your
have
phone.
to. Yeah, so
focus.
then you just find yourself drawing
these people
back.
sabi sha.
And
That's
you are
crazy.
in church. Most of them that have gotten close, they get into church and they're in church. Some of them don't even go to their hostels anymore. So it's looking like kidnapping to me.
It is actually.
It's like consensual kidnapping
Yes,
kind
if
of
we
thing.
look at
But
it.
it's not really consensual because they are kids.
They can't
you know
actually
if
give consent.
Do you know if the pastor takes students? I like to learn from him.
Take students.
Yeah, I like to learn.
Okay, so
because I like to learn from him.
You want to be a student under him. You want to start your...
He sabi this one.
Actually, Sabio.
do you know, I was thinking, you know how a manipulation can be so good? You start thinking that, is there other things? But I really do
that's
not
the
think
truth.
there
You know,
is.
when
Is it
people...
juju joint?
Yes, because
so
you start to ask yourself that, no, I'm not stupid.
Yes.
So there has to be another thing
Yes.
attached to this thing.
This is like when you enter one chance.
You call the one that say they use juju for me. It's normal, like, because you know yourself. Say I know book now. I be guessing now. Yeah.
Especially now, even while talking to you, like the one that I remember about us taking holds, and I'm like,
Did I really
What
do
happened
this?
to me?
was it not clear enough?
Honest, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through this. Honestly, I'm sorry.
I'm more sorry for the people that are still there.
Sadly, so this is your
God will
call.
help them.
This is your call right now. If you are still there, come out, okay?
Come on,
out of
this is your final sign. Let this be your final sign.
Jackpot. Run, no.
And so this is us saying bye. But before we say bye, we want to remind you that this beautiful episode was sponsored by Aiko Gas, Uwawa Restaurant, and Adis Glam. And I am Z of the Good Life. With me is
The Zaddy of BENIN.
yes. And so from everybody on set today, FLAIR, Zaddy, and Z, we want to say
Bye-bye.
bye, guys.